And let's get more analysis from Mohammad Fadel, who joins me now from Toronto. He's a professor of law at the University of Toronto. Good to speak to you. So you have written an article recently and called the murder sin against Islam. Can you tell us more on that?
Well, I was asked to write something about the perspective of Islamic law on the Khashoggi killing and the failure to produce a body. And so the basic position of Islamic law is that burying the dead is an obligation that attaches to the entirety of the Muslim community. And it follows from that any individual who intentionally fails to bury a body is guilty of a crime. To say nothing of somebody who desecrates a body and mutilates it, that's an independent crime. So here we talk about three different levels of culpability. There's a kind of general culpability of the Muslim community for failing to give a body, failing to give a funeral to a deceased Muslim. That's first thing, a general thing. Second thing is the guilt of the individuals who dispose of the body without performing a proper funeral. And then third, there's the mutilation, which is a third independent crime.
So, as you mentioned, because there's been 44 days on since we haven't known where the body is, and as you mentioned, that is very important to know. And the Saudi authorities have been unwilling to disclose where his body is. Why is that?
Well, I have no idea. I mean, I suspect they actually probably don't know. The persons responsible, they're the only ones who know where it is and what they did with it. And I think the rush to execute several of them may be an attempt to cover up precisely what happened.
So exactly, when you mentioned that Saudi Arabia has issued a death penalty for the people involved in this murder and pointed the finger at one of the royal family members. But I mean, is this really justice served?
Well, I think before you can actually punish anybody, you need to know what happened. So there needs to be an open trial, a fair trial, and an attempt to actually discover what happened. I think what everybody is reasonably concerned about is that this is going to be a sham trial, just designed to put this in the rearview mirror, so to speak.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for that insight, Mohammad Fadel.